If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coach Adam Fossett Show brought to you by the B.B. Comer All Sports Boosters Club, and disappointing second round loss to Geraldine last Friday night here at the stadium, but it doesn't take away from a year that B.B. Comer grew leaps and bounds as far as their football program is concerned. But this Geraldine team, a little bit better than maybe we thought they were.
Yeah, they they hadn't played as well as they played Friday night on any of the films that we saw. We knew that they were gritty. We knew that they were a tough team, but I think their team speed and just get after it was kind of bottled up and used against us. So we had a turnover early on the first drive. We had a turnover and they scored off of that, and that kind of honestly that kind of took the wind out of our sails. And at the end of the night, kind of throughout the night, I really felt like our youth showed. We're very young. We've talked about how young we are. And our kids played well throughout the season, and some of those young guys really rose up during the season. But our youth took over, and we had kids that just hadn't been in that situation before. We had a lot of injuries, so a lot of kids were banged up. We had some kids that were kind of banged up from Fultondale, but they were ready to go, and then they retweaked that injury or something something else got added to it. So we had to move some kids around. We had some things that went on, but I don't want a bad night in round two to take away from what the kids have done, what the kids have accomplished. So to go from 2-8 to 6-6 and second round of playoffs is a testament to their commitment and what they've done to make this program better.
It's been a long time it's been way back that I've seen as much excitement, even with the loss to Geraldine, the excitement that this B.B. Comer athletic program has going forward.
Yeah. The excitement is there, and the support is there, and even on Friday night, down by a bunch, the crowd stuck in there with us. They were there for to the end for the most part, and anybody that comes to a game and buys a program and looks through that roster and then looks on the field, and anytime we play somebody, I download a roster and I look at it and say, all right, how many seniors do they have? And you look through our roster and you're like, well, 1, 2, 3. They only have 6 seniors. And then they start looking at, what grade is number so-and-so in? He's a freshman. What grade so-and-so in? He's a sophomore. Man, the quarterback's pretty good. What grade's he in? He's a sophomore, That defensive lineman's pretty good. He's playing hard. What grade's he in? Oh, he's an 8th grader. So we have a ton of young kids. We have a ton to build on. Our seniors have, we thanked them Friday night for the work that they've put in and what they've done, and I hope that we've provided those seniors memories that they'll carry on forever. Not just that Geraldine game, but in 10 years when they come back for that class reunion, and they're at the stadium watching whoever we're going to play. They're talking about, man, remember when we went to Fultondale and won, and we weren't supposed to. Remember. We had to beat Fayetteville. Remember going to Weaver and putting up 68 points. Remember this, remember that. So, hopefully we've provided those seniors a lot of memories, and provided the senior class a lot of memories. There's a lot of support from the kids in the senior class. We have some students that don't miss a game. They're always there. They're supporting our guys. They support them, in everything that they do. So. My big thing is I would love for this excitement to carry over. Basketball is getting ready to start, and a lot of the same guys that play football play basketball. So for them to go transition from one sport to another, again, goes back to their commitment of wanting to represent B.B. Comer, their commitment to athletics. So you want them to be supported, and you want to pack out the gyms and be able to support them through the season, especially through area play.
It was 35-0 Geraldine on top of B.B. Comer at halftime. A couple of early third quarter touchdowns put the nail in the coffin, so to speak. You had a couple of guys, your sophomore quarterback and your junior running back, that got banged up during the game and had to come out. Where are they? Is that just short-term injuries?
Yeah, it's short-term stuff. That's some of that stuff is nagging stuff that kind of has been going on late in the season, and one thing that we've got to get, we're right there on the cusp of being a really good team, and you see numbers out there and you see, man, they're dressing like kids. We've got to get more depth. We've got to be able to get more guys out there, and we're already recruiting the hallways. Hey guys, we were in the playoffs this year. We need you out there. We need you to participate and be a part of it, because we do have to have that depth. And you say, hey, what's 8 more kids going to bring you? Well, 8 more kids out there brings you the possibility of pulling a starter off of a special team, or having a kid that starts both ways. Maybe he doesn't have to start on defense, and he can come in on third downs. Or you want to provide some rest for those guys. You want to provide some time where those guys get a break, and then they're full speed. Because at the end of the day, football is a physical sport. And it takes a toll on you physically. And
so where do we go from here, Coach?
Man, right now, as far as football goes, you're waiting for reclassification. You're sitting and waiting, and you're trying to contact coaches and schedule non-region games and get things lined up, but you don't know, like, man, are we going to be in the same region? Or are we not going to be in the same region?
When will that be announced?
That's a big question. I bet I talk to 4 or 5 coaches a day, and some of them have theories, and some of them have breakdowns of what, hey, well, I think this is what's going to happen. And usually you find out into November, 1st of December. But with them changing it to the 9, 10, 11 count, and also there's a multiplier for private schools. So private schools are going to be their population will be determined by success, so by a success multiplier. And I don't understand it completely, but basically the more successful the private school is, the more their attendance will count against them as far as numbers, or the higher it'll count. So you could have a private school that's a 4A that may move up to 5A. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do that. It doesn't affect our numbers. Our numbers, I'm pretty confident we'll be a 2A next year. But it goes back to that scheduling issue of, us in Fayetteville want to play. That's a good game. It's a good matchup for us. But, we're trying to figure out, do each of us need to find a Week 10 game because they may be a region game and would be played during the season. So we're trying to find, you're trying to wait, but you also want to find games, because everybody else is trying to get games too. Everybody else is getting people lined up.
Fayetteville looking to drop to possibly 1A.
Yeah, Fayetteville may drop to 1A based on numbers. So it's crazy. It's all a guessing game. The state holds all that, and we'll wait on them. And I'm hoping that they'll at least give us a roundabout date, maybe over the next couple of weeks, when to expect it. Last time reclassification came out, it was they set a date and a time, and they said it'll be posted then, and it was posted around that time, and everybody checked it out. So, but other than that, as far as just our athletes go and school goes, we move on to basketball, we move on to off-season workouts. There's never really any downtime. There's no. You jokingly say there's no off-season. There really is no off-season. We've utilized this week to let our guys get healthy and take up equipment and things like that. And on December 2nd, after we come back from Thanksgiving break, we'll get rolling again with off-season workouts. And anybody that's not playing basketball or doing any kind of sport during the winter, they'll come to workouts after school, and we'll keep getting after it.
We're only a week past the second round of the playoffs, which B.B. Comer lost to Geraldine. Just early on, what have you gleaned from this season at B.B. Comer?
Our kids are becoming more resilient. Our kids are they're getting tougher. They're getting mentally tougher and physically tougher. Success breeds success. So when we have success, from the time we beat Pleasant Valley, even through the Piedmont loss and and things like that leading up to the end of the season, you could just feel a difference in the attitude. You could feel a difference in the mentality, not only of the athletes but of the school. You know, there was just a confidence that the school had, and it made everybody have a little bit more pride. It made everybody have a little bit more sense of pride, a little bit more get up in their step, and that's important. You know, the school. I told our kids this since I walked in the door. We have good kids at Comer. We got smart kids at Comer. We got good athletes at Comer, and we've got to rally and do all the things that all the other schools are doing, and our kids will get the same recognition that other schools are doing, and that's happening. You know, we've had kids that have been athlete of the week. We've had kids that are garnering attention from colleges and that are going on visits and things like that, and so we're putting. I think we have all the building blocks in place, and we've got them all on our table, and we're starting to build, and we've got a good foundation, and we're getting ready to start putting up walls and get this thing built up. When
we think about athletics and we think about particularly now football, that all it becomes much smaller in the big scheme of things. I know there was a young lady that is close to you guys that is fighting for her life, and you know, you want the prayers of the people, and you want people to understand, hey, love that person, love that child. Don't let them get away from you.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, our kids are going through some stuff right now. We have a young lady that's hurting right now, and the Comer family, the Comer school needs your prayers, and that young lady needs your prayers, and it's a tough time. It's tough to see your kids upset and cry. It's tough to see them sad, and you know, we're praying and hoping that things work out, and you know, it's going to be a waiting game, so to speak, and we're willing to wait, but you know, there's
more questions than answers, I guess.
Right, more questions than answers, and when my own kids or when my Comer kids ask me questions and I don't have answers, it hurts my heart because they look to me for answers, and but we have to trust. You know, there's a higher power, and we've got to say a lot of prayers and just believe in what's going on and believe in God's grace, and everything will take care of itself.
All right. Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at BB Comer. I guess a basketball team getting things going right about now, right?
Yes. They got a busy week ahead tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. So we'll be rolling.
All right, Coach. Thanks for being with us, and appreciate you being with us this season.
Yes,
and we look forward to next year for the BB Comer Tigers and the Coach Adam Fossett Coach's Corner. More daybreak after this.